A couple days before the draft, the Portland Trail Blazers made a big decision to trade Anthony Simons and 2 second-round picks to the Boston Celtics for Jrue Holiday. This move raised questions as to what direction the Blazers plan to go in. Anthony was on an expiring contract next year, and it looks like the Blazers are trying to build a defensive juggernaut. They went to go get this 2-time All-Star defensive point guard. Anthony wasn't the best defender by any means on a lot of advanced metrics, and it seemed like the organization was moving on into more a defensive-minded squad as Chauncey was trying to build that type of defense since he was hired as a coach. I know I had a lot of memories with the Inferno. I'm gonna miss him. I felt like he was going to take the helm as the eventual Dame replacement when he was shipped off to Milwaukee. But I guess this chapter has ended, and we are definitely going into the new direction with the new young guys and hopefully mentors that can push us into the right defensive direction. Jrue Holiday provides a lot of experience and IQ on the defensive end. Being a 2-time champion, being selected to 6 all-defensive teams, there's a lot of things that Scoot, Shaden, and other young players on our team can pick up from him. And that's why I believe the Blazers went in this direction to acquire him. He is a hefty price with an almost $35 million contract in 2 years. But sometimes that's the price you have to pay for a great defense. And adding to a great defense that we already had post January 3rd, I believe. Yep, since January 3rd to the end of the season, the Blazers had the top 5 defense in the league. It's tough to believe when a couple of our older players weren't the ones playing. It's mostly the young bucks getting out there and locking people up. This acquisition also signaled to me what direction they wanted to go, and we picked Scoot number 3 overall in the draft 2 years ago. And if he becomes even a 50% of a Jrue Holiday disciple, that is great for us moving forward. I think we understand he might not have that superstar upside that we were hoping when we first drafted him, but he has a lot of defensive instincts and IQ along with offensive abilities that may not be lights out, but are very serviceable for a team looking to win a championship. You can't help but notice some similarities between the two players. Just that Scoot is a little bit more deflection heavy, not really stopping the players, not really deterring shots, making sure that the person he's guarding isn't making as many shots as they're putting up. But you see the type of hustle that he plays with. He's willing to take the best person on offense, willing to rebound, willing to dive for loose balls, willing to get better every single day. He has a mentality to step up into that Jrue Holiday role, and I think acquiring Jrue Holiday will help him take that next step just to being a smarter and just an NBA player that sticks around and just wins, is able to play winning basketball on multiple different teams, whether it's on the Blazers or whether he gets moved on to a different team down the line. And then to add to the biggest surprise of us also trading for Jrue Holiday, we drafted Hansen Yang out of China with our 16th pick after drafting back from 11 to acquire a 2028 first and a couple of seconds. It was definitely interesting because at 11 there wasn't many surefire picks we could have had, and we did the right thing by going back, trying to get more value and still get our guy. But this definitely was a curveball for me. Didn't think we were going to draft another big man, but that also signaled to me that we were definitely going to move on from DeAndre Ayton moving forward, as we drafted Klingon with the 7th pick last year, and then we drafted another big while we still had 2 bigs on the team. Also Rob Will in the mix. Definitely a interesting pick, but this man has been dubbed Chinese Jokic. Can definitely play, make, rebound, has some offensive game, great footwork, great touch. A lot of things you like out of a big, and we decided to take a chance on him. We liked him a lot. Cronin wanted him to declare last year, and it probably would have been a pick over Klingon is what it seems, but luckily we got him and Klingon as our front court duo going into next season, as we hope to develop our nice young duo of young big men to be great on offense and great on defense. He was a great rim protector, great on offense. Even though it might have been less competition, definitely going to get a good duo. And if Rob Will is healthy enough, if we don't move him, that's a great 3-man lineup to rotate between as some of them might not have the conditioning, but some of them might just be able to do a lot of damage, bro. Like, I don't know what direction we're going with him, but you like the flashes that he's been giving us, so why not take the risk? After an impressive rookie year from Donovan Clingan, we have added some more big man depth, if you will. Moving Ayton, buying out his contract. By the way, was very happy about that. Was ecstatic. Oh my gosh, I dropped everything when I heard the news because the motor wasn't there. He has all the skills, all the tools, but he just didn't buy into what I believe he could have bought into. With something great brewing in Portland. Also, the money that we were giving him wasn't worth it in my opinion, but regardless of that guy, Donovan Clingan had an impressive rookie season. Was in the 97th percentile for blocks per 100 possessions and -6 and -13 on contests on opponents that tried to score on him. When you think about numbers like that, that's very impressive for a rookie, and in the minimal amount of minutes he was playing, that's elite impact that you really can't find anywhere else. Only really comparable to some of the NBA greats like Rudy Gobert and Tim Duncan. So when you think about the type of big man we have with Clingan, and then you pair him with another defensive point of attack defender like Tumani or even Drew Holiday, there's only so many possibilities you can think of with the type of defenses we're going to run out there. Teams are somewhat trying to emulate OKC's defensive stalwartness and surrounding their team with length and disruptive players. We have Tumani, Clingan, Drew Holiday now. Matisse Thybulle has picked up his player options. So we have people that can create havoc, create turnovers, stop the man they're guarding, and also stop people that are getting into the paint. So we have a lot of those things covered, and it just only makes our defense scary. Like, if we're not at least top 6-7 defenses going into next year or ending next year, it's a big failure on our part. As I brought up in that time period from January 3rd, we were the top 5 defense in the league to end the season. We were 20th in offense throughout the whole league, and that is abysmal. And I look at some of the defensive people and how can they contribute going into next season. Like Matisse Thybulle picking up his player option, was hurt most of the year, had a good first year with us. Last year in 15 games, he shot 42% from 3. And if he can keep up at least 37-38% from 3 on a team without that many strokers, I'll be very satisfied. But if it's on the lower end, we are looking at a very bleak offensive outlook, as Drew Holiday also had an off year, 35% from 3. Not bad, but league average, and it's like not really respectful. Also was playing with one of the best offenses in the league with the Boston Celtics. Then we look at Tumani. How many more levels can he go up? He was a great shooter last year, doubling his volume from 3, shooting 37.5%. Also diamond it up, almost doubling his assist output while not really increasing his turnovers. So a lot of play finishing, a lot of corner shooting, just a lot of spacing on the floor while being our best point of attack defender. I want to see him take another leap, maybe a little bit of a handle leap, and be consistent from 3, as we need a lot of shooting. We were bottom 5 in 3-point shooting, and we still have not yet to address this. Now with Inferno gone, our star boy number 17 is now going to be tasked with the offensive load this next season. And I think it's a long time coming, year 4. A lot of great things we've seen, playmaking flashes, upgraded defensive attention and motor, and just overall just concern for that end of the floor, because Chauncey definitely had to give it to him. He kind of plays nonchalantly on that end of the court. Great offensive tools, dunks, highlight dunks out the ass. Like, he's giving you a highlight reel every single time he's on the court. But in limited attempts, it was like you've seen the flashes, but when is he going to take over? When is he going to claim the team as his? When is he going to take matters into his own hands and be serious about taking our team to the next level? I think now with Inferno being shipped out the door, getting a veteran with defensive aptitude, I think Shaedon will step up on that front and be the offensive guy that we need him to be. And I believe Drew Holiday will also teach him the importance of the other side of the ball. I think it's good for Scoot and Shaden to be in a room with just a guy that really pays attention to that side of the floor, because I think there's only so much that Chauncey can do. Like, he set the tone with him, disciplined him a bit, and now it's time to go into the next season and stamp your mark on the league. This is my team. Now make sure you show the league why it's your team. I always go back to Atlanta Hawks game when I think about performances he must replicate on a night-to-night basis, just where he's locked in and just focusing on taking what the defense gives him and not thinking too much and just going into the flow and just demanding that he must put his mark on the game. Yes, we got Denny, but we put you on this team for a reason. You got to score. You got to be aggressive. You're one of the best people at the rim. Go to the rim. Go up strong. Go up as tough as you can, because he's unstoppable when he gets downhill. He has the length, he has the athleticism, and soon he just has to have the whistle when he gets down there, man, because like there's a lot of tough finishes he gets that the ref be holding his whistle, but you know, you got to go there, you got to be aggressive, and you just got to go out there and run. Now the 3-point shot has got to improve. You're shooting a lot from 3, but you're not making them. 31% is not cutting it when you're shooting almost 10 per 100 possessions. That's crazy. And we see the playmaking flashes as well. You get a lot of attention while you get to the rim. It was a lot of getting to the rim, dishing out if need be, or just finishing tough. And he just needs to get into his bag at the 3-point line. Like, I know he has a lot of step backs that he got in his bag, a lot of snatches, and he just needs to overall improve at his 3-point shot, because his shot can be a little bit flat at times, and it's just not a good look. But you got a lot of offensive tools to work with. Easily a 25 point per game player with the increased volume, and it's definitely going to be your team to take over, man. Like, this is one of the games. This and the Timberwolves game, got to look at that. Look at your attempts. Look at what best to do with your shot diet, and the Blazers will look very nice, man. We still need a couple more pieces to space the floor out. We had a lot of effective drivers, him, Denny, Tumani, and we just need spacing on the floor to make that all come together. So hopefully by the time this video is done, we might make another move or something to get a stroker at least. There's a lot of people in the free agency like Alec Burks, Brandon Boston, Amir Coffey, DeAnthony Melton, and there's people that we could trade for like Corey Kispert. That's the only one I really want to even trade assets for, because there's a lot of people on their team, a lot of log jams at guards. But overall, if we can get some strokers, a lot of spacing, or just some spacing to work with to go into next year, we're going to be sitting pretty. Our defensive juggernaut has been built, but the offense has a lot of work to do, man. We don't want to be the Orlando Magic where we just shooting everything at the rim and being inefficient, but once we hit to that 3-point line, it's straight bricks, straight cement. We need hard hats if you go into the Moda Center. We don't need that, man. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any new Blazers and draft content. Go Blazers! Hey!